Alright, we are live. Yeah, you thought I was finished. You thought it was done. No, 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 no. We're going all the way. So, hello and welcome back to the segment of Tostky Reads Homestuck. Today we're somewhere in part 6 or Act 6. Um, yeah, we're in the beginning of Act 6. We're now going to lead to Jane's story. So, be Jane. You are suddenly Jane again. What was it you were up to? Oh right, this game. You're excited about that. Earlier this morning, you thought you heard the mail truck, even though the mail never comes in the morning. But just to be sure, you rushed downstairs to check, even though, due to recent events, you are forbidden from leaving the house. Alas, it was not there, and you sort of spaced out at the sky with a goofy grin on your face for no reason, and then you were caught red-handed by your guardian. Then you got in trouble. You think you might be grounded now. Whatever, Dad. Examine fetch modus. It's your recipe modus, an extremely handy little inventory widget your dad got for you for your birthday a couple years ago. He can be a real hard ass sometimes. Not really. But he sure knows how to spoil his little girl. You stick the recipe in your recipe modus. Oh, you stick the recipe modus in your recipe modus. You flip the card over and look at the back. The thing about this modus you think is really cool is that instead of showing a completely useless, wobbly, garbled code on the back, it itemizes the components which could be used to create it. In a completely hypothetical framework, of course. Just another wonderful innovation by your favorite company. It releases many products of an experimental nature, often with applicability to other kinds of technologies and products which haven't hit the market yet. Of course, as the Harris, you are privy to all the sweetest gear in advance. Maybe you'll rummage through some of that stuff later. The modus as a captcha logged object has only one simple recipe involving an array modus, snore, and a cookbook. Yes! Other objects have more varied and elaborate recipes, though. Get hat. The fuck? You captcha log your favorite hat, which is also your only hat. You spent basically your entire childhood in this hat, pretending to be hard-boiled detectives and whatnot. In public, you and your dad made quite the pair. Everyone could tell by a glance that you were your father's daughter, seared from his loins directly and genetically. Through what was undoubtedly a natural process of human procreation involving a man and a woman. People would definitely nod and say, yep, that little lady sure did emerge from a womb on account of that gentleman's awesome virility. As you can see, there are loads of ways to cook up a hat like this, involving many stupid combinations of random objects. Damn, son. Inspect posters. It's one of your funny men pinups. A glorious Foxworthy. It's one interest that in oh, oh it's one interest that overlaps with your dad's. He thinks his corny redneck shtick is just the funniest thing since sliced bread. That was sliced by a hilarity clown with a laugh knife. Oh, by a hilarious clown with a laugh knife. Oh, a while since I've read, huh? Honestly, you don't care much for his comedy, though. Dealing with the low-income, bucolic classes, affectionate sass and ad nauseum isn't what you'd call your cup of tea. You just think he's really handsome. Every time he starts rattling off pointers on how to self-diagnose bumpkinhood, you just get lost in that pair of pair of blue twinklers and those soft auburn lip bristles. You were so shy when you got the poster autographed. If only you felt worthy of that fox. Oh, and there's one of your problem sleuth posters. You've got a lot of problem sleuth stuff because you think detective stories are just so swell. This was the last panel in your first story. Oh. Which ended a little before your 13th birthday. Since then, the author has steadily been updating Problem Sleuth 2, which you've been following avidly. You are happy that he stayed in that lane and stuck with a time-tested formula. If he went in a different direction, you probably would have found it really disappointing. Check out other posters. Another sleuth poster, of course, with two of your favorite dames ever. The Tobias and Manhattan were gifts for your 14th birthday, sent to you by your good buddy Jake. Just a couple of periwinkle heartthrobs, unquestionably sent in playful retaliation for the ribbing you've given him over the years. For his inexplicable infatuation with his Phthalofems. Sure. So he made a couple of coy recommendations for objects for your attraction, and you have hung his cobalt beefcakes here since. He was pretty spot on with the blue funk. To be honest, since that's like the best show ever. Mr. Cross can blue himself anytime, as far as you're concerned, but the Manhattan not so much. Comics aren't really your thing. But you hung it up anyway because that's the sort of thing you do in a mildly escalating feud of passive-aggressive one-upsmanship. You own it. But you felt kind of weird having this blue mutant penis. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Da-da-da-da-da. But you felt kind of weird having his blue mutant penis dangle over your head while you slept, so you covered it up with something even more obscene, something sort of revolting. Troll Howie Mandel, also gifted to you by Jake. Good lord, does that kid have some spotty tastes. There is also your magnificent Swanson. Ron Swanson is the perfect man. You have tried to order all of the bacon and eggs in a restaurant on several occasions, but your dad never lets the order go beyond the joke level. What a fuddy-duddy. Take the spoon. You tuck your trusty Junior Battermaster's Bowl Buster Stirrer Solution 5000 into your strife deck, allocated with the ever martially pragmatic spoon kind. You wouldn't have it any other way. You love your fancy spoon. It has several million recipes stored in it, and walks you through each step with a soothing female robot voice, just like in science fiction. Some urban legends say that the device also broadcasts subliminal messages, distributing ominous Crocker crop propaganda, but you don't put any stock in that sort of baloney for a second. There is one switch on it that doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe yours is defective. Still, it's perfectly serviceable, and has assisted you in whipping many a cake into delicious submission. Examine bunnies. These customized bunnies were gifts to you on your 13th birthday from two of your friends. Both were heirlooms passed down to them, and they decided to coordinate gift ideas and send you dressed up versions of their beloved childhood toys. You like to think he was shooting for a detective bunny with the one on the left, but you know realistically it was probably an Indiana Jones bunny more in line with his interests than yours, especially since it came with a little whip you have since misplaced. The bunny used to belong to his grandma, the other one used to belong to your friend's mom, and she dressed it as a wizard, which is also unapologetically more representative of her interests than yours. That's okay though, you love the gesture anyway. And you and she are totally BFFCs forevers, her words, and you agree with them. You did get one more bunny from your other pal. He had to make it himself from scratch, since for some ridiculous reason he didn't happen to have a ratty old bunny heirloom lying around. His gift was somewhat less innocuous. You have no idea where it is, though. Probably just as well. Lookout window. You've been fidgeting around your room all day, making little observations about your various belongings. Checking the clock. When will the dang mail get here? You take another peek out the window, just in case. It's still not here. But there's your dad. What is he up to? Oh, what? It's the same house? Okay. He just captured the car. Oh, that's right. He's going to wash it today. He's probably taking it into the backyard next to the garden hose. He keeps a very busy fatherly itinerary. So many dad things to do every single day. If the mail arrives soon, this would be a great opportunity to sneak out and get it. Fingers crossed. Looks like somebody is bothering you. He better make it quick. You've got a window to stay glued to. Go to computer. Oh. Ooh, cool background. You know you really should switch to Pester Chum, but it's what your friends use, and it's a lot better than Betty Bother, if you're being honest with yourself. BB is just so spammy and annoying with all the pop-ups everywhere. Wow. Ugh, look at this dreadful clutter. You have got to switch. But then brand loyalty is a powerful thing. Looks like Jake is messaging you. Answer Jake. June, forgive my botherations. I know this is meant to be a spanking rip snorter of a day for you and all. But do you happen to know where the devil fucking Dickens Mr. Strider might be? Oh, that's fine. I have been meaning to message you sooner actually, but I suppose in all the hubbub today it plumb slipped my mind. Which is a shocking fact on its lonesome, considering what I have to tell you. Egad, loosens color a bit. As for the Strider business, he's an elusive guy. Jake, you know that. I talked to him yesterday. That's as much help as I can be. Shoot. I really need to ask him something, but he's got his blasted autoresponder on. Hoo-hoo. I love that thing. He wouldn't be pleased to hear you say that. What do you need with him? Does this have to do with your crazy pen pal project? It most certainly does, and time is of the essence. Today is the day I have to finish it and send it, not a day later. So you see why I'm really friggin' discombobulated at the moment. Sorry, Jay. This would be the birthday present for your grandmother? No. It's for your grandfather, simply to be relayed to him by my grandmother. A joint gift from him to him from she and I. Her and me. What? Who and you now? A joint gift from her and me. Grammar, Jake. I don't believe that's right, but... Oh, for frig's flippin' sake, Jane, this is no time for your prudish pedantry. Leave your bookish malarkey in a dusty old library somewhere. I have an adventure to get on with. So if I have this straight, the big thing hogging up your plate today is not this marvelous new game which I have invited you to play with me, but finishing a robotic rabbit to give to my dead pop-pop? Bingo, double pistols and a wink. You are a very strange and silly boy. Please, Jane. Please, Jane, we have addressed this. I'm sending this. I'm pretty sure I've read this. Whatever. I'm sending the gift back in time to when they are both alive and about our age, or something like that. Something funny is going on here that I have not fully grappled yet, but dang nabbit if I'm not going to see it through. Well, Godspeed then. I do hope you pull it off. Are you being fresh with me now? No. One moment. Alright. Look, Jane, I know you've never believed me, and you think everything I say is some big cockamamie goof off, but I think today of all days is when you should start taking some things more seriously, especially since I've always had your back. I've always believed in you. Hey, I've believed in you too. However, believing somebody isn't the same as believing in somebody. But that much said, I think that maybe I'm getting ready to believe some of the wild stories I've heard. Or if not outright, if not believe outright, reserve judgment on at least. Is that so? I don't know. I'm still not sure what to think, but I wanted to tell you this morning was but what I wanted to tell you this morning was I had a really wild dream last night and you were in it. Oh my. Glasses fog up, fumbles for kerchief. Shh, not like that. It was so real. I think we were in the game even though we haven't started playing yet. I don't know what to make of it, whether it was a vision of the future or somewhere that exists now, or if it was just a really lucid dream due to excitement. What was I doing there? Not a heck of a lot. I really want to tell you all about it, but it will take some time to explain. And we both have things to attend to. You with your time-traveling rabbit work and I, my vigilant window gazing. Too true. Let us reconvene later and sort out all this shit at a leisurely pace. Yes, okay, good luck, Jake. Okay, you too, Jane. Bye. Check clock. Oh, it's 11:11. 11:10. Hold the phone. 11:10. You almost forgot. 1 minute until the Empire's rebranding launch. You wonder if it will live up to the hype. Guess you'll find out. Wait a minute. You ride out another 60 seconds and... Huh? Something happened to your baking chest. Did the logo just change? You wonder what else may have been affected. Oh shit, this one changed too. Crocker Corp is nothing if not thorough with its branding tactics. You guess it's pretty cool. It's just a fork instead of a spoon. Not the most awe-inspiring logo you've ever seen. But who are you to judge? Aside from the future owner of the company, you make a mental note that when you turn 18 and inherit the company, you will change it back to a spoon. You love the spoon. Examine Bullbuster. Sure enough, the Junior Batter Master's Bullbuster Stirrer Solution 5000 has been affected too, along with your Specibus. Try flipping switch. Ah, that's cool. You try the broken switch again. Hey look, it does something now. Toggling your trusty Bullbuster between a stirring solution and a poking solution. Neat. Back to the window. Nope, still nothing. You surely would have heard the truck pull up. You guessed the Empire wasn't able to coordinate the mail with its rebranding. Maybe the US Postal Service is the one thing that doesn't have its gnarled claws. It doesn't have its gnarled claws in yet. Another mental note. Sink gnarled claws into post office when you take over. Open chest. You decide to pass the time by rummaging through your baking chest and hang on. Maybe later. Answer. Yay! Good morning, lovely. Why, hello. So I guess today is finally the day you make everything better. It is the day whereafter the legendary octet of mutual progenitority will come together and heal a great breach in paradox space. A day delivered through 80 billion years in 4 distinct universal instances worth of unfathomable turbulence. And while the emerald eye of this storm is fixed in the abyss forever, today you are poised to escape its scowl once and for all. By Skya's guiding light you may leave behind its turning arms of bright colors and mayhem, and secure peace for your cosmic progeny for all duration. And if you are to meet this departure with trepidation, I would understand. But also I would ask, is there nothing I can do to ease your mind? Gosh, so formal today. Yes, I am afraid I am guilty of rehearsing this pep talk well in advance. I thought you deserved a proper send-off. Aw, well then, is there nothing I can do? It was a serious question. You needn't worry about easing my nerves. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be nearly as thrilled about today as I am. Splendid. But remember, I will be here to help, while refraining from casual spoilers to the best of my ability. That is reassuring. Have you corresponded with your first designated co-player yet? No, I haven't seen her online yet today. I'm really hoping Lalonde won't flake out on me this time. Have you heard from her? Not the today that is local to you, though I do have a wee bit more trouble monitoring her than the rest of you. Curious dark patches in transmission. Humph. Still, I wouldn't fret over it. She is as good a chum as any you have, and should come through ultimately, even if things seem dire. If you say so. Oh, I wanted to tell you, I had an amazing dream last night. Blimey. I believe it may have been the sort you it may have been of the sort you described. A dream of awakening. Presuming I haven't just flat out lost my marbles. Indeed, I'm sure it was. I knew you would wake up soon. Might you describe what you saw? I was in a bright gold city. Above was a brilliant blue sky, but the horizon was dark as night. Was this the place you told me about? Was it called... Oh, shucks. Does this count as a casual spoiler? No, not at all. It is a simple detail about the realm you're about to explore, without directly involving your future decisions of consequence. The place you visited was called Prospect. It is where I have woken up every time I have gone to sleep for most of my life. I didn't see you there. At least, I don't think I did. No, you wouldn't have. My Prospect is an alternate version from you, in a completely different session quite far ahead of your reality. Oh boy. If we are ever to meet in person, it is unlikely to be while playing our respective games. Okay then. I mentioned this briefly to Jake, and he didn't have much to say before we parted ways. I will gather that if this is all true, then it means Jake had not awoken yet. I think this is for you to determine in time. What is your hunch? I don't know. But there was one thing about the dream that was very troubling. I'm becoming nervous to consider what it might mean. Understandable, but it will be important to practice patience today. You have a long road ahead of you, and many questions will be answered in time. But we can talk it over later. Now we both have games to prepare for. I know you could never fully appreciate what this actually meant, but I took too much care to sync up these conversations with you on the same day that I began playing as well. That way we can journey through our sessions together and compare notes. I'm still not sure I appreciate what that means, but I appreciate that a nice gesture has been made, if you say so. I guess I should just start believing all of this now, huh? Rather than learning it to be true later and feeling the fool for all my curmudgeony skepticism. Oh, wink. Maybe? For starters, I guess I could drop my reservations about your story. Will you? I can write off much to tomfoolery, as I'm no stranger to a good prank myself. But quite honestly, you seem too kind for this charade. Not the type I'd expect to trot out such persistent falsehoods beyond their humorous welcome. So what do I know? Concern it. Maybe, sure. Maybe you are an alien girl from Uranus, and together we are about to play a game which determines the fate of existence. Sign me up. Oh, hee hee, but I never claimed to be from that planet, which is only in the far reaches of your solar system. In fact, I am from much further away, a different universe altogether. But if you truly mean it, thank you for believing me. Now, Jane, my lovely, let us prepare for this adventure. Remember what I said about the need for patience. Patience with your friends, patience for your growth as a hero of life, and patience for the becoming of the other four of legend. A hero of breath and of light, and of time and of space. And if you still find yourself in doubt, just check the inscription on that big old book downstairs. After all, if you can't trust words written by your own hand, then what use is trust at all? Kisses. Okay, back to the chest. You return to your baking chest, which you use mainly for storing quality pranking apparatuses and a few other odds and ends. Oh, hello, Pop Pop. His friendly face is there to greet you every time you open your chest. You would have loved to meet him. Unfortunately, his life was cut short at the tender age of 86 in a tragic accident, coincidentally on the same day you were born. Or so your dad tells you. Pop Pop Crocker was a legendary comedian, following in the footsteps of his grandfather, who of course was the greatest southern pranking legend of all time. One day you hope to follow in Pop Pop's too. But then, if the whoppers you have been told recently have any truth to them, maybe you'll get to meet him after all. It seems too good to be true. The only relationship you ever had with him are through video footage of his vaudevillian antics on stage, or through his role as Judge Johnny Stone on one of your favorite sitcoms, Night Court. Rummage around. Just your basics when it comes to pranking. A few clever disguises, a name brand dunce cap, a slightly abridged edition of Sacker's text, updated for the modern prankster, and scrubbed of a few of the more egregious julep-fueled racial slurs and several other stray books. Several other stray books. Your company's prototypical model for the Grist Widget 12,000, and of course your super handy Unreal Harris Thought Wave Tiara top for the young go-getting junior batter master on the go. Dump chest. Might as well get all this crap out of here and take it with you. You never know when you might need it. You shut the chest and... Oh, hello, Harry Anderson. Always a pleasure to see you there. He's also one of your idols, and as it happens, has a bit of a history with your Pop-Pop. They were rivals on the vaudeville comedy and magic act circus. Eventually, the less competent Anderson was shamed out of the industry and went on to greener pastures in the private dicking biz. He became one of the hardest boiled detectives on the mean streets of the Big Easy, and later made a fortune off his memoirs. Ghost written by Mike Cavaney. I gotta go look up that name now. Oh, he's an actual magician. Capsulog books. Your Silodex is so silly. You shudder to remember some of the old shitty fetch modi you used to struggle with. Oh, your Silodex is so great. You shudder to remember some of the old shitty fetch modi you used to struggle with when you were younger, still learning the captcha locking ropes. Fibonacci heap? Lol at the effing noob. Inspect books. Hey, it's Scholastic. You have a cookbook, which of course was made obsolete by your computerized talking bullbuster. You wouldn't dare part with it though, too many wonderful memories. There's Anderson's aforementioned book, Wise Guy. His, Cavaney's, stories are gripping in a way. And then there's a customized copy of Pony Pals, a gift to you on your 14th birthday, from the slippery Mr. Strider. Each page contains lovingly handwritten commentary on the deeds of this intrepid young horse. I need to buy one of these. Oh, $8 shipping? Fuck that noise. Alright, whatever. A gift to you on your 14th birthday from the slippery Mr. Yeah, I already read that. Check out Grist Widget. This thing's a piece of junk. It just wastes your boon dollars and destroys your cool gear to produce these stupid things that look like gushers. But unlike gushers, which serve many practical purposes like inducing vomiting and simulating the experience of eating plump insects, these things are totally useless. Insert hat card. Okay, you'll try it out with one of your less prized possessions just to prove how dumb it is. You never liked this hat much. It makes you look like a gnome, and basically isn't funny at all. You pop the card in. The grist widget indicates it'll cost 10 boon dollars to convert this grist object into grist. That's not too bad, you guess. It's not like the currency has much value anyway. It was introduced as a sort of BC Corp fun bucks to be used by youngsters specifically on qualifying merch online and stuff. Brilliant business strategy, really. As heirs to the empire, you are naturally endowed with millions, which you have a reputation for being very generous with. You've been considering using your wealth to set up a scholarship fund to allow underprivileged kids to go to Boone College. Jane, activate. Activate. I love that song. Anyway. See, utterly pointless. You hope Crocker Corp was going somewhere with this technology, because if not, this product is first in line for getting the axe when you're in charge. Wear tiara top. You put on your highly fashionable Unreal Harris Thought Wave tiara top and flip it on. It immediately hums to life as its blazing fast processes mingle with your thoughts. It is the most efficient computing technology in the world by far. As long as you don't wear it for too long, but aside from a few migraines, you can't possibly imagine any drawbacks that cease reproduction come with submit, merging, consume your thoughts with embrace your culling, experimental technology, conform to social order from a stay asleep, extremely powerful corporation. Wait, what? Continue vigilant window gazing. Still no sign of the mail. Might as well keep the tiara top on while you look, even if it means suffering through all these bullshit pop-up ads. That way you can keep an eye out for Lalonde while you're at it. Speak of the devil fucking Dickens. Answer Lalonde. Jane, hey, Janie. Andrew, please, answer. Jane. Oh my god, overreact much? I kept you waiting for all of 2 seconds. Where have you been today? Nowhere, just chilling here when all of a sudden, when all of the sudden it hits me that we have something really fucking important to talk about. This hit you just now? We made plans to get in touch early this morning, and I have seen neither hide nor hair of you all day. It hits me that Jake's B-Day is coming up really soon, just a few days before mine, remember? Or I guess it would be if it wasn't for the end of the world that's about to happen. Oh, for fuck's sake. I just wanted your advice on what to get him. Something sentimental, I guess. But I mean, I'm mostly tapped out of Precious Heirlooms ATM, so I don't know. But not like anything coming on too strong. Something that says, this is totes platonic and everything. No eyebrow raising funny business going on over here. But still says, call me if you wanna. Grr. Now I know you're joking around to get my goat. Yeah, the goat getting thing I mean. But joking, oh no, I think not. You don't think that if I didn't say he was off limits on account of you being... You don't think that if I didn't say he was off limits on account of you being my best friend, I wouldn't be all over that? Damn, that rugged sense of adventure. The delightful, silly vernacular that likes weirdly and bewitchingly not self-aware. Those adorable teeth. Swoon. No, stop. Well, shit, Jane. What am I even supposed to do? I can't hit on anybody, and apparently I can't entertain nary a frisky thought about any Bobby because apparently everybody's off limits. Bunch of goddamn typos. Shit sucks. You don't even let me say your dad is hot, even though we both know he way the fuck is. I mean, come on. Or one, on. Yeah, because it's weird and you're drunk. Correction. Drinking. Present tense. Grammar, Jane. I don't see why you don't try to count the favor of Mr. Strider. I don't see why you don't try to court the favor of Mr. Strider. If you ask me, he and you are perfect for each other. Oh, Jane, so naive. So naive. Lordy, how can you be this far gone so early? It's not even noon yet. You forget we live in very different time zones. It's a lot later here. You're 3 hours ahead of me. You'd be amazed what could happen in 3 hours. What would your mother have to say if she caught you? Psh, sure, she wouldn't give a shit. Or sure she wouldn't give a shit. I mean, she's the one who stocked the goddamn liquor cabinets in the first place. I don't even think she ever had a drop in her life, probably. So why else is she putting it there? It was like a passive-aggressive dare for me. Aggressive. Just the sort of mind game she would play. So even if your insane and paranoid theory happens to be true, your response is, screw it, time to help myself to all this mind game booze. Yup. Hey, sup, Soggy. He much. Grown. You are completely impossible like this. I cannot believe you chose to do this today of all days. I should have known better. Here I am waking up bright and early, waiting all day with my nose pressed against this glass for the mail to come, and wondering if you'll ever log on. And all the while you're just getting blind stinking schnocker bottom drunk. What you waiting for in the mail? Is something happening today or something? Sensors. I don't know. Beep. There. The Alpha. Jeez Louise, you are hopeless. Oh yeah, that thing. Are you at all ready to play if it comes? I guess, but you sure you even want to play this thing? You know, it's just what the Batter Witch wants you to do. Not this again. If you want to go ahead and be a chump, Jane, it's your call. I'm just saying. I know what a chump looks like, and if you don't look like no chump, and you don't look like no chump I ever saw. If you go through with this, I'll have to add your profile to my chump roll, which is like this real actual thing I maintain instead of being a joke. Is that what you want? The Batter Witch does not exist. It is an idiotic urban myth. How many times have I explained this? My great-great-grandmother, who founded the company and is accused of holding this identity, would have to be almost 200 years old if she were still alive today. The idea is such preposterous hogwash. It's hardly worth dignifying with a rational response. The iconic face of the company isn't even a real person. She was fabricated long ago during the company's fledgling years. Right, as you know, an alter ego for something more sinister. Such cuckoo bird nonsense. In any case, I don't understand the nature of this guessing, of this second guessing. Besides, chalking it up to your unwelcome inebriation. We had agreed you would play with me. You sounded excited about it. Have you even obtained your copy yet? Yes, obtained. Sure did. Though you, through your various technologically cryptographic means, I presume? Oh, you bet. Hacked the shit out of those tight mainframes and all. Said jackpot like a bunch of times. All those ciphers and booby traps, backdoor trojans and whatnot were no match for my code's snicker. I am quizzically narrowing my eyes, trying to solve the joke you are attempting, assuming it even is one. Okay, Jane, what I'm saying is that, in the parlance of baking, because I know that is what gets you off, is that it was a fucking cakewalk. Oh, like, by which I mean, not to say her, I'm the hottest shit hacker bitch you ever knew, as dead late to the corporate grid as she is beautiful, which I am. But what I mean is shit wasn't even guarded. It was just some files that were there, unsecured, and I took them. Jacked them right off of the intraweb telemetries, then applied lipstick, femme fatale style. And was like, shit, yes, I am. I all kinds of know how to use my web browser to download several files. Really? Yeah. So now I got it, if you really want to play, which you shouldn't. This is a bit puzzling. I thought this software was highly proprietary. I told you, she wants you to play, wants us all to play. Part of her big plans, and you're playing right into them like a hump. Yes, I know. You've made yourself clear, but what doesn't add up... Oh, shit, I got like a huge little bump on my elbow. It'll go away eventually. But what doesn't add up about your story is, I believe somebody doesn't want me to play. How else do you explain the recent attempts on my life? Dunno. Someone out there wants the stock price to take a hit? There. Or it's just more connivings of the witch, so this hypothetical monstrosity wants me to succeed, but also wants me to die. Makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't put her past her. Makes you feel persecuted. Redoubles your determination to play. You advance her plans in whatever incomprehensible way until suddenly you did everything she needed you to, at which point you become crazy expendable, yo, and then she expends you like a wad of boondollars on shitty DC merch. I see. This is sounding less like a crackpot conspiracy theory by the minute. Whatever, all I'm saying is a bunch of stuff that's def true to the max. I'll send this file to you though, and what you do with it is up to you. So you want it now or what? It's tempting, and I'm curious as heck to play it. What, the mail should be coming any minute. I've waited this long, so I might as well use the official discs addressed to me. Even before they get a Destiny 2 paper disc. That shit was bullshit. Oh, the official disc is addressed to me. When it comes, I hope you'll change your tune. Not to mention, brew yourself a pot of coffee and sober your drunk butt up. My drunk butt's tune will stay as unchanged as it will remain unnot drunk. Mark my barley coherent words. Ooh, fair enough. But I believe that when we start playing together, you'll come around. Personally, I can hardly contain my excitement over it. If years ago someone told me, which incidentally someone did, that today would have an exclusive opportunity. What? That today I would have an exclusive opportunity to play what is that? absolutely the most cutting-edge immersive simulation game ever released, developed by a company which has already done so much for the advancements of humanity. I would have said, shucks, Buster, sign me up. Jane. Yes. Jane. What? Jane. Did you know that I am utterly in love with the fact that I have a best friend who says things like, shucks, Buster? Shush, you drunkie. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? The thing, the flappy thing. Oh shit, fuck, we went through this. The mailbox flag, fuck it. I think we just established we just call it that. There was a name for it and we found it, but I forgot it. The flappy swingy doodad, the arm dealy, the lawn the dealy. What? The god darn red swingy flappy lever arm thingamabob, whatever it's called on the mailbox. Breathe, Crocker. Slow breaths like this. I'm breathing regular, FYI. It's up, it's up, it's up, it's up. I don't get a lot of mail out here, and I'm no mail expert, but doesn't that mean not the right thing? Like you're supposed to put it up if you want something taken away, not have the guy put it up if the mail comes? I think your mailman is quite possibly a dumbass. No, who cares about that? The dealy, it's up, it's here, it's here, it's here. Ah, I'm so fucking at this. Oh, LMA so fucking at this. Okay. That's not doesn't even really make sense, but okay, sure. Prepare to retrieve mail. You scamper over to the door, but pause. Oh. Don't pause. It's not good for your health. Alright. You scamper over to the door, but pause a second to think. It's your dad. Is your dad still washing the car? Hopefully he's still preoccupied so you can sneak out, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared for an encounter. Luckily, that is exactly what you are. Don clever disguise. Why, is that his loving daughter? Or could it be none other than Inspector Jacques Cousteau? Mr. Cousteau! What are you doing in this household? Can I bake you a cake? Please, make yourself comfortable while I go about my business not being suspicious. But wait, perhaps that's not so much the distinguished Inspector Cousteau as it is the world-renowned investigator, Hercule Poirot, because the little curly mustache is a lot cuter. Sure. I don't know who this is, but fuck, Google that shit. Oh, that's a very interesting guy. You really know your mustached detectives, hussy. Gotta give you credit for that. That's a real ass reference and a half. Alright, moving on. The great Poirot? Or Puro? I don't, fuck it. We're going Poirot. In this, you know what? No, fuck it. We can just Google this because this is fucking, we can learn. I don't know. I'm actually interested in this. How do you even say this shit? Pyro. Sure. The great Hercule Poirot. Because French words don't make sense. Okay. That's the long and short of that one there. French words do not make sense. Never have, never will. So the great Pyro. In this house? Such an honor. I will set the kettle to boil straight away. Who would have guessed this home would be so heavily trafficked by famous French detectives at this time of day? Oh my, the good Pyro appears to be clucking little peasantries. What the fuck was that? It is sunny. Mostly. I don't know what the fuck that is. There's some loud noise outside. Anyway. The good Pyro appears to be clucking little pleasantries in his adorable French accent through the high-pitched voice of an enthusiastic teen girl. I surely don't have the heart to ground this upstanding dapper gentleman, no matter how many dastardly attempts are made on her life. Yes, this is a really shitty disguise. Jane, exit. You make a caution motion towards a beckoning exit knob, when suddenly the same wild character select screen reapproaches non-threateningly. Oh, you know you still cannot pick one of the shadowy figures, but maybe you haven't been the other guy yet. That means it's time to click him. Or maybe you've already been him, in which case you are done with this thing. The narrative really has no way of knowing. Your ass remains firmly planted in the driver's seat, as always. Aha! Okay, I'm done here, moving on. You're suddenly Jane again. Hmm. 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 Alright, let's go a little bit longer. Let's see what happens. I'm intrigued. What the fuck happens? You're suddenly Jane again. Or you suddenly keep being Jane. Who could say for sure? Hopefully your dad is still out back washing the car. Ideally, this is one of his legendary infinite car washes. What can you say? Dad fancies his automotive aberrations. While he is preoccupied, you should be able to sneak downstairs and grab the mail undetected. The perfect crime? You bet. You slip the hallway Sarah a furtive wink for good luck. Why do you have a hallway Sarah? Just one of your dad's bland hallway douchebags. Another example of his cornball dad tastes, which make you roll your eyes and shrug. Still, it's preferable to how it used to be. Years ago, he would work really hard to mimic your interests throughout the household. Gaudy paintings of sitcom legends covering the walls, hideous detective figurines littered everywhere. You think it's better that he embraces his own interests rather than try to pander to yours. It felt a bit forced, and your early teen years were filled with daily rounds of familial strife, but not so much anymore. Not whenever there is a father-daughter disagreement. Now whenever there's a father-daughter disagreement, you settle things in an adult fashion by being honest about your feelings and talking it through, and also by sneaking around the house in silly disguises. Take a peek into the living room. There is a familiar face, a friendly face, old Pop Crocker, smiling from beyond. Your dad sure misses him. He doesn't like to talk about the day he died. Some incident involving a tall bookshelf, a ladder, and a mysterious young woman in a suspicious-looking hat. You have often fantasized about putting on your dirty old fedora and your Frenchiest-looking mustache to go tracking down this felonious broad and bring her to justice. But your dad always says, best to let sleeping dogs lie. There's some other plucky-looking tool there next to him. Don't know who that guy is. Oh, it's something Cosby or whatever. Or Crosby or whatever. Another hard-boiled Anderson. Even though your dad isn't overbearing with all the detective nonsense anymore, he decided to leave this one here for old time's sake. It brings back memories of his very short-lived stint as a private eye. Oh. It turns out the police aren't as grateful as you'd think when ordinary citizens go around roughing up a lot of crooks. Go to front door. You were afraid this might be the case. Your dad has blocked the front door with the refrigerator. Looks like he's taking the grounding seriously this time. Check window. He padlocked the windows too. You'd bet Boonbucks to donuts the back door is blocked too. Probably with the safe from the study or something. The man means business this time. You aren't about to go smashing glass and making a ruckus though. You need a solution involving more stealth. You guess you have a plan in mind as a last resort, but you'd rather it not come to that. Consult with Pop Pop. Oh, we've just got his statue. Or him stuff. Whatever. You figure a little wisdom from your elder couldn't hurt. It practically went without saying. Your dad keeps Pop Pop stuffed and mounted in front of the fireplace, as is the family tradition. Pop Pop grew up with his legendary humorous grandfather stuffed in front of the fireplace, and so did his grandfather. This was stipulated firmly in the will at the end of a long list of joke stipulations. Dad knew this was a real stipulation, though. You always did find it a little macabre. Macabre. Fuck! Don't care. Macabre. Though, trying to watch TV and eat dinner on the couch with a dead old man standing about 5 feet away. You'd honestly prefer he not be kept here in the living room. Sometimes you tell Dad you really want Pop Pop in the attic. He says the mere fact you call it that. Oh. The mere fact that you call it that tells him you're not ready. What's that, Pop Pop? It seems he's concerned that you may not be properly equipped. You proved to him that you indeed had no intentions of leaving the house without your trusty joke book. Ah. Yes, I am going out with this book. No, I will not go get an unabridged copy. No, I will not take yours. I can hardly even lift it. Oh, that is so preposterous. Do you even hear what you're saying? It'll be fine. This is a perfectly funny book and contains many incredibly funny jokes. Oh, will you just stop it? I am going now. Good day. Look at this intent stare. It's so intense. Also, yeah, faces. On second thought, take his book. You just oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You just remembered something your alien friend said about the big old book downstairs and trusting words written by your own hand. What the heck did she mean by that? Whoops, sorry, Pop Pop. Uh-oh, God, fucking just... I don't wanna. Also, it's in the fireplace, but I don't wanna. I just don't. Just, God damn it. Okay, retrieve arm. Better pick that up. He'll try to repair it before Dad sees it and blows a gasket. Yep, that's fine. That's a smart move. Read inscription again. Colonel Sassaker's daunting text, whatever. Bullshit, motherfucker, bullshit. Dear John... Okay. This is not gonna read into it. I'm just gonna let it be. Wait, what? Oh shit. Oh goddamn! It's super duper cooliosis. Okay. You always thought this inscription was written to your Pop Pop by his Nana, who was your great-grandmother. Founder of the corporation. You'll inherit in a few years. The message has always been a fascinating mystery to you, and was to him as well. From the way it's written, it seems it was intended for him to receive after her death. He talks about a journey he is supposedly meant to go on. You wonder if that adventure ever took place, or if the note was just... No, I get it's an alternate universe, but what the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean? What does it mean? This is the same fucking book. This is I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's fine. We're just gonna progress. Okay. Blah 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 from his death. She even talks about a journey. Did he take it? Blah blah blah. You wonder if that adventure ever took place, or if the note was just one last jape by an old woman from a proud family of pranksters. She goes on many fantastical sounding thing. She goes on about many fantastical sounding things he supposedly would have found on his journey, like agents, exiles, the underlings, denizens, and hairs of breath and seers of light and stuff like that. Wait, didn't your friend mention those too? In any case, this message to Pop Pop from his sweet old Nana is the best evidence you have to dispute all this evil batter witch nonsense. She clearly cared for her grandson very much, and would never start a company responsible for the things it's accused of, let alone be alive today to perpetrate them. But then, what if she wasn't the one who wrote it? This thought makes you very nervous. You suddenly remember your dream. But what did it mean? You should talk to Jake about it. Father Jake! Jay, how goes the bunny quest? I've barely even begun. Tell me about it. You're off to a sluggish start then too, I gather. Dad has the whole house. What? Oh yeah. Dad has the whole house in full fatherly lockdown mode. Talking about blowing a few measly assassination attempts. Oh, talk about blowing a few measly assassination attempts. Assassination attempts. Fuck. Way out of proportion. So, my ability to speak is slowly going away. Yep. I apologize if I end up babbling incoherently by the end. But, yeah. Talk about blowing a few measly assassination attempts way out of proportion. So I'm currently mulling over my next move. What is it that has you hamstrung? Did you ever track down the slippery Mr. Strider? Not exactly. His stupid doppelglasses have sent me on a wild goose chase to go pry his dumb robot's chest open and swipe its uranium. Sounds dangerous. No shit. I think I'd rather deal with the monsters. Why is it that our two best friends in the world always seem to place themselves at the source of all of our problems, while simultaneously presenting their only solutions? I know, right? I'm debating whether or not to enlist in his help in the matter of my current imprisonment, but I'd rather keep it as a plan of last resort. Don't do it, Jane. It's a trap. Oh, excuse me. We'll see. So I take it you're out and about now. Hell no. I spent so much time haggling with those confounded shades. I'm only leaving my room just now. Right, well, not to keep you too long, but we both still have our missions ahead of us. But I wanted to tell you about that dream I had. Oh yeah, I was curious about that. Tell me everything and make it snappy. Whips a bucket of freshly popped corn. Sure. Who? Okay, but I should say that the nature of the dream was a bit worrisome, and I'm concerned it may have implications for the game we're about to play. So it's probably best that I tell you about it before you leave. Well, shoot, then lay it on me, Jane. Oh, that's a dream. I woke up on the planet which we have been told by our mutual Acquaintance. The one covered in golden cities. Prospect, remember? Oh, wouldn't it be Prospect's moon? Yes, you're right. It was the moon, actually. I could see the planet on the dark horizon. I was dressed in a golden dress, like a sort of nightgown, and I could fly. I left my bedroom, which was at the top of a tall tower. Surrounding me were the gold cities, just as described. Behind the skyline was darkness, but just above it was a bright blue sky and puffy white clouds. That was Skya. Yes, probably. Are you sure you haven't woken up there before? Ha, I wish. I've received reports from Jade about this as well. She liked to talk about her dreams on Prospect's moon a lot. I see. The impression I have developed is that this is supposed to be a real place, and all those who dream there have shared experiences. Did Jade ever mention seeing us there? No, but why would she? This was long before we were born. She was dreaming there like 100 years ago or something. Anyway. I explored the moon and began to notice people gathering in the streets. But they weren't human. They were funny looking, perfectly white creatures. Yeah, those are Prospidians. They have those hard carapace shells. And also something to do with chess, I think. Well, I don't know if they had much to do with chess here. The more closely I observed, the more they appeared somewhat despondent. Like, sad? Yes. I determined they were in mourning, actually. Hey, Jane, you said I was in this dream. Where do I come in? Shh, I'm getting there. More and more Prospidians were filing out of the buildings every moment. They all began forming a single major procession. When I got closer, I could see they were in tears. I realized this was a funeral. I heard whispers but couldn't make out what they were, so I got closer. They were all saying the same thing over and over again. The page is dead, our hope is lost. The page? Who's that? Jake, the page was you. Oh, shit. Oh, Drat, are you sure? Yes, I saw your body laying in a sort of coffin. On a bed of flowers, you were as dead as a doornail. Everyone was so distraught, including me. But before I could get too horribly upset, let alone make any sense of it, I woke up. I, of course, immediately wanted to tell you all about. But it was still well before sunrise for you, and you were surely still asleep. Then as the day went on, I guess I became distracted by other things. You know how it is. I hope I'm not too late to warn you, though to be frank, I don't have the foggiest clue what it is I'm warning you about. Dear Jake, oh please do try not to have already died in my dream, likely while you were sleeping, perhaps peacefully. Haha, yeah, I see your point. Still, I think you'll agree that it is to be viewed as a troubling omen. I care very much for you, and I don't know what I'll do if I lost you, both in my dreams and here in this world. So, for whatever good it does, just please be extra careful out there today. Roger that, Janie. And same goes for you. About being careful with those various rogues accosting you and what with those various rogues accosting you with foul play lately and whatnot. Because, well, I sure do care a lot about you too, you know that. Hooray, will do. Now let's get this shitty old adventure off to the races before the coat of dust... What? Before the coat of dust it's growing gets any thicker. Booyah. Okay, good luck, Jane, and keep me posted. See ya. Get silly old adventure off to the races. That's a fucking big pumpkin patch. It's a really big fucking pumpkin patch. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. Jake can examine his pumpkin patch and all of that, but thanks to Destiny 2, I haven't slept, so I'm gonna go take a nap. That's probably what I'm gonna go do. All of you watching, hope you have a good rest of your day. Those of you watching the VODs, I hope I've uploaded a next part by now you can go to. But as for me right here in the current timeline, I'm gonna go lay down. So, yeah. Have a good one, and go do something productive, I guess. Bye.